loud. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hope. My name is Tammy Lynn Connors, and this is my podcast and YouTube channel, helping other people evolve. Today, I have my beautiful friend Tia with me today. Hi, Tia. How are you today?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thank you.
Great, great. So I'm super excited for you all to hear Tia's story. I heard a little bit of it the other day. I do want to give a plug to my good friend Glenn Murray. He referred Tia, and I know many of you hear that all the time. Glenn Murray's name. He's just an amazing man. He has a publishing company. He also does a wine crawl, and he just has a whole lot of good things going on out there. So I always like to thank Glenn for referring me to people that have been through a struggle, unfortunately, but have gotten to a strength. So that's what my mission and vision with Hope is just to help people that feel like they struggle alone. You know, so many people I feel in this world, especially today, are at home in their bed, feeling like they're all alone in their struggles. And what I try to do is show them that there is a way to get out. And so, unfortunately, so many people have been through a struggle, but fortunately, people like Tia have gotten to a strength. So I love to plug people in to hear these stories that maybe one day you'll hear a story of Tia's or Glenn's or AJ's, and you'll get up out of bed that day and walk outside and be like, yes, I can do this. So Tia, I'm super excited. I know that you're an author, you have a business owner, and you just have a lot of great things going on in your life. But from our talk the other day, you've definitely been through some struggles. So what I like to do is just maybe have you start, like, I guess at the beginning of where your struggles started to, and then we can get to the strength and talk about your book and all of those things.
Okay, well, introducing myself, I am Tia Woods, and in everything I do, I always introduce my children. I am the single mother of 5 wonderful children. That's just my introduction. I love
Yeah.
talking about my children. Uh, struggles. Growing up, it wasn't easy. I'm a 48-year-old woman. I gave birth when I was 15. Grew up in a household where my mom was diagnosed schizophrenic, and just had a lot of troubles finding who I was, where I fit, where I belong, what was my purpose. And then it on that journey, I just ran into a lot of things. I ran into, of course, getting pregnant, uh, fighting a lot in school. That was my MO. That was what I did. That was, my fighting days was a lot, because I was so angry inside.
Mhm.
And of course, you don't know that when you're going through it. You just
Right.
know this is your life, this is what it is. And every time you turn around, you're in some type of trouble. And my trouble just really came with a lot of fighting growing up in school, having different fights and things like that. As I got older, you know, I tend to want to look for solutions. I'm a solution
Yes.
oriented person.
Yes.
So I wanted to look for solutions like why do I feel this way?
Mm-hmm.
Inside growing up, I always knew I was great. And I don't want to seem like I'm flexing my muscles, but I think inside, a lot of us have that thing like, I'm not supposed to be in these situations. I'm
Mm.
great. I'm going to do great things. But in the same time of knowing that I was great, I didn't know how to get myself out of the constant trouble I found myself in.
Mm.
Not having a dad did not help the matter.
Yeah.
Didn't have a man to show me what a real man was supposed to treat me like, what a real man was supposed to do for me. So in that, looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yes.
5 kids, 4 kids fathers. um so yeah, my journey was definitely one of abuse. As I got older, I found myself in relationships with people who saw my weakness.
Mm.
And I don't want to blame this on men or anything like that, but I've learned to find that there's a certain type of man who prey
Yes.
on women with weaknesses. They can see it. It's like it's written right there on our foreheads or something.
Yes.
They can see
Yes.
it. And they tend to definitely take advantage of that. So I've been physically abused. I've been emotionally abused. I've jumped out of moving cars when the abuse got too much.
Yeah.
But once I began to find my strength after a long time, I'm
Mm.
48. I would say that I literally begin to tap into who I was and to find out who I am all of 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I just want to touch a little bit on all that. When you said, so 15 years old, you were pregnant, right? Is that what you said?
I
Wow.
gave birth at 15, got pregnant at 14.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. So, I mean, not only are you still, and you still went to high school then,
I
right?
still graduated from high school,
Yeah.
went to all my proms. My mom was my driving force. She always told me that I can do and I can be anything that I wanted to be.
Mm,
And I heard her, but in the community that I grew up in, I'm a Black woman. I
right.
didn't see any Black people aspiring or being what I wanted to be. I always wanted to be a lawyer. I was told I would be a great lawyer,
Yeah.
but I never saw any Black lawyers. I never saw any person, who was doing anything of
Right.
consequence. So
Right.
told me that, and she boosted me up. She always told me I was beautiful. She always told me she was the one. When I can
Mm-hmm.
say my grandma had 9 kids and
Wow.
they had kids, and we all still live in the same 20-mile area. So everyone had something to say, but at that point in my life, my mom was my foundation. She was the reason why I was able to go on in that time of my life.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
thought about
Because,
suicide. I was put in a hospital for a while, thought about suicide. I don't think I tried it. I think
mm-hmm.
I was reaching out. I made a few slits here, but
Yeah.
I wasn't, so that was just, now that I'm thinking, I'm like, that was just me crying out for some type of help, like somebody
Yes.
see me, you know. Uh, but yeah.
So just real quick on that, how long were you in the hospital for that?
I think I was, oh goodness, that was when I was a teenager. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I think I was in the hospital maybe 2 months or so,
Yeah. Wow.
just trying to figure out who I am. I
Mm-hmm.
know I never wanted to die, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
Oh, it
I
makes complete sense.
never wanted to die, but I just needed someone to see me,
Yes.
to
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
me.
I was just talking about this to a friend yesterday because so many times, and this is kind of a different subject, but not really. So many times I've seen people that have went to a doctor and the doctor says, well, you're depressed. Here's an antidepressant, and just sends you home with the antidepressant and doesn't help you fix what's going on. Right. They're like, they don't say, go see a counselor or go, do this, do this. It's just like, here's some pills, go ahead and go. And I like what you said, because you said you were there and you were trying to figure out who you were. You were a young age, you were a teenager that already had a baby, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's tough. So I would have no idea even how to relate to that, because I never was in that situation. But I do know what you mean about, you don't really want to die, but you almost don't really want to be here either. And if that's so confusing at the same time, but I had that feeling, and I actually had it not that long ago. It was probably 4 years ago. It was winter, it was close to Christmas, it was dark, it was gloomy. And I just had got that seasonal depression, I guess. And I was like, I don't want to kill myself. I don't want to die, but I'd really rather be in heaven right now than be here. And I really was in that state, and I had to go talk to somebody. And that's where I'm kind of reflecting to that. Like, we really need to have something in our life to help us get through those times.
Just someone to say that everything will be okay. And I
Yes.
had no one, even though I had my mom. Remember, my mom was a functioning schizophrenic.
Right.
So on the side of her table of her bed was at least 30 pill bottles
Mm,
of
yeah.
psychiatric drugs and this, that, and the other. So not only, like, it's so hard to describe, to talk about seeing her going back and forth to the mental hospitals and how I had to stay with relatives when she was there. But when
Yeah.
she was home, she was the best mom ever.
Oh,
Like, we had our little times where we lived on the third floor, and silly games, but I remember she would say, don't put that baby doll in my bed. I'm going to throw it out of the window. And I'm like, no, you're not. I will put my life-size Barbie in her bed, and my mom would fling the Barbie out of the third floor window. I would run downstairs and get it. Like, these are like
oh,
great memories. And she would just continue to do it. Like, she's like, okay, you go learn. And it sounds silly to some people, but that was just one of the things we did. Just
yeah.
memories, just memories. So on her good days, she was there. But
Right.
on her bad days,
Mhm. Yeah.
it was really bad. So I found myself in a position to be her protector.
Okay.
Not that she needed protection from her siblings, but it was to the point where siblings argue.
Right.
I have one brother, and I swear sometimes he's like 10 brothers.
Yeah.
So I would take the stands of you can't argue with my mother. I don't care
Mhm.
what it's about, and send her home because
Oh,
I have to deal with her. I have to, even as a 15, a 16-year-old with the baby at that point in time,
right.
still have to deal with her, even when I was younger. So I took the role of a irresponsible, responsible teenager.
Yes.
Irresponsible in school, always getting in trouble, but responsible for my mom, because what
Mm,
you're not going to do is get her upset and she's fidgeting and she's, doing all the things that she would do, and I would have to deal with it. So
right.
it was just so trying to find my place, not trying to be too grown, because in our family, mind your manners,
Right.
and raise your voice, but at the same time, I'm responsible for my mom in that
Yeah.
situation. Now, as time went on, my mom and I can honestly say, transparency, my mom lives all of 4 minutes away. Even
Okay.
though Mother's Day just passed, I called her. I said, Happy Mother's Day. My brother actually brought her to his house, but I haven't seen my mom, touched my mom. And this is May, and maybe before I went to college, probably March,
Oh,
February.
yeah.
It's like
Wow.
one of those love hate things. I think
Mm,
I don't even. She says she loves me, but I don't. It's just a lot of different emotions going on. It came to a point where 17 years ago, because my daughter's 17 now, where the doctor said, you have to come off of your medicine because you need surgery on your knees, and I
okay.
have to put you to sleep for the operation, but I can't put you to sleep because you're literally walking around sleeping now like a zombie. You're on so many
Mm,
drugs, you might not come back. So my
right.
mom got off her medicine. She moved in here with me. She got off her medicine. I actually remember spooning with my mom
Mm,
on one or two occasions to let her know that things would be okay without the medicine, because she was on
oh,
the medicine for so long. She was
yeah.
dependent.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
something happened after she got off her medicine. She had her surgery. A totally another woman emerged.
Mm,
It wasn't the woman that I grew up with. Oh, baby, you can be whatever you want to be. I love you. Whatever decision you want to make with your son, with your baby at that time, I'll be there to support you. One aunt said you should have the baby to teach you a lesson. The other aunt said you should have an abortion to teach you a lesson. My mom said, listen, whatever you want to do, it's your
hmm.
decision, your choice. And of course, I love my baby daddy at 15.
Right. Of course you did.
Love my baby daddy. So of course I had my son. But then
Right.
fast forward, when she got off this medicine, this non-compassionate person emerged.
Mm,
I spent all these years listening to what people had to say, and I'm going to tell what I need to say. And it's just like, there's a way to say your truth, but you don't have to cut people so deeply when you do it.
mm.
Words hurt.
Wow, that's
Hurt
good. They
bad.
hurt. They do.
They hurt. And no matter how much you apologize, sometimes once you say a thing, you can't take it
Hmm.
back. So
Right.
she became a person that I'd never seen. Now, some of her siblings would say, well, Tia, this is the person we grew up with. This
Oh,
is the
okay.
feisty woman who got in trouble fighting. And, this is who we knew
Mm,
as a kid. You're just meeting her.
wow.
So now, as an adult, and now I'm up against this new mother of mine who's speaking her mind, who's a mirror of me, if you will.
Okay.
We're bumping heads every time you turn around. So
Hmm.
it just became really bad,
Right.
really, really bad throughout the whole family. Because to go back, the family had a hand in raising me
Right.
because my mother couldn't do it on her own. So
Mhm.
every time Tia got into any type of trouble, we had a family meeting.
Oh, boy.
I smile because it hurt so bad, but we had a family meeting.
Right.
And the family meeting was all 9 kids and all of their kids and their kids and their kids all come to one house, and let's talk about Tia. And what are
Oh,
we going to do about Tia? Tia, this time she got brought home by the police. She was fighting. She's suspended from school again. Tia's pregnant. Okay, what are we really gonna do about Tia? Like, those meetings were horrible.
oh, they had to been.
And I never, seemingly now that I'm elected official for the past 17 years, I'm one of the founding members of the East Hartford Black Caucus. I bought my house when I was 26. I'm the vice chair of the biggest district here in my town. I'm so many things now. And it's just like, we always knew you would make it.
I don't mean to laugh, but
I get it.
yeah,
I
yeah,
get it. Because
yeah,
remember, I said, I knew I was great.
right.
I knew from when I was a child I was great. I just didn't know how to express it. And I'm not done yet. Like,
Right.
I'm so not done. So now it seems like, since I've found who I'm supposed to be in the last 5 years, now it seems that I'm getting the adult respect to a
Mhm.
certain extent. I
Yes.
still have to put some of my relatives in their place, not disrespectfully, but I
Right.
still have to let them know I'm not 15 anymore.
Right.
You can't
Right.
yell at me. You can't talk to me. You can't. I'm 48. I have to remind them sometimes, because
Yeah.
I believe in my family. I can't say for other families. I believe in my family. People think that respect comes with a title.
Mm-hmm.
To a certain extent, yes, you get a pass because you're my mom, because you're my uncle, you're my aunt. But as time goes on, respect does not come with the title. You have
No.
to earn respect
Yes. Yes.
continually.
Yes. I agree with that 100%.
I earn respect from my nieces and nephews by respecting them. So they
Yes.
always call me auntie. They always give me the utmost respect. They always, and I know that they're grown adults,
Yes.
and I treat them as such.
Yes.
But it's like, in certain generations, I believe that people think that they get respect because they have titles.
Mm-hmm.
Your title does not entitle to you to have respect. You
No.
have to earn that every step of
Yes.
the way. And that means that if you don't want me to disrespect you verbally and say mean things to you, then you can't and shouldn't do that to me.
Right. Right. It's
Because
it's that it's that golden rule, right? Do
right,
unto others as you'd have them do unto you. I mean,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And just to give you a little idea as to some of the things that have been said to me, and I'm just not even going to go back far. I'm going to go recent.
Okay.
And you just multiply that by all the years that I grew up. I had an aunt, and it was just last year. She says, "Oh, you have a friend, and he does work." And I said, "Oh yeah, he's an electrician, yeah, because he's been around for a while. I've been,
Right.
talking to him for a while. So the family knows who he is. Yeah, he did work for this auntie, and she seemed okay with it. He did work for this uncle. I'm not sure how much he charges, but I'll definitely get you involved with him, and you can go from there. I'm not sure what he charges." Oh, you're not sure what he charges? Oh, that's because you lay on your back to get your stuff fixed and done.
Oh, wow.
That's just one hurtful thing that has been said by some of my relatives over the years.
Mm,
And this was just last year.
wow.
So, one person was like, "Well, what did you say?" I know who I am now.
Yes.
I don't have
Yes.
to clap back.
That's right.
And what I tell my children, which may be good or not good, but the way I operate is when, and I'm not going to say that I never fly off the handle. I'm not going to
Right.
sit here and say that my mouth is quiet, because I do have it. It works.
Yes.
What I usually do is I look at you and I look at your resume. according to what I know, because this is for me to calm down. This is not
Right.
for me to get accuracy with your resume, but with
Right.
things that I know, wow, she's older, she lives by herself, she's not like, I just run down the things that I
Yes.
do know.
Yes.
And I'm like, it's not worth it.
No.
Let her do what she's gonna do. Let her say what she's gonna say. Because when I leave here, I'm at her house. When I leave here, she's gonna be alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I handle some of the issues that would come up because I don't have the energy for it now.
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't have I don't desire to dig up your dirty laundry that I know of because that wouldn't be right either.
Right. Right.
So I try, Lynn. I'm calling you by your middle name. I try, Miss Lynn.
Yeah. I'm going to stop right here. I want to kind of go back quite a ways, kind of, I
Okay.
guess. You talked about being in domestic violence relationships and how it's like I used to always say it was like a magnet across my forehead. Like if I would attract those men all the time too. And it was all about me. It wasn't about them, honestly. I mean, of course they know, but that was me portraying what I would accept, and my self-esteem was low. My worth was low. Everything was so low. And people they gravitate toward that, certain people, and they know that, and they know how to keep you there. That's the thing that I always see is they know, like you said about the words that come into us, right? Somebody could hit me, punch me. That's going to heal. That punch is going to heal.
Right.
Those things in my mind that I was told, that took, like you said, 5 years ago. For me, it's been probably about 5 years too, healing those words that I heard over and over. You're not worthy. What makes you think you can do this? You're not good enough to go out and start a podcast. You're not good enough to write a book. What makes you think that you can? And it was just all those traumas from years and years of being told that. And when you said that, it really hit me because then you had to work on you and know who Tia is. And all the time we know inside us, like you said, we have a purpose. Every person on this earth has a purpose, and every person on this earth has a gift. But when you've been beaten down so long and heard those terrible words, like what your aunt just said a year ago, I'm sure that wasn't the first time you've heard those words from somebody, but you now know, like, I know who I am. I know that I'm worthy. I know that I'm not hopeless. I know that I'm a good person. I know that I'm beautiful. I have to say those things and tell myself. So I'm sure that you had to do that too, right?
Absolutely. Positive affirmations, definitely. It is never, very seldom is it people who are not close to you.
Yes.
The people who are not close to you, for some reason, they see your value.
Yes.
They see your worth. They see your greatness. And I can't say that I did all this by myself. It was people who were not related to me who saw greatness in me, even as a young person.
Right.
I would go in programs. I was just like my kids. I was in high honors classes, AP classes, all that. So people saw my worth, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you don't see it or if you don't feel like you can accomplish it, it's not going to work. You have to feel like, and let me just pause by saying, even growing up, I didn't know I had low self-esteem.
Right.
Because I was one of those women, like my mouth, you would think that I was the most confident person you'd ever meet.
Right.
Because when I walked outside, there was this something that I put around me that shielded me and that made me walk out with seemingly confidence. And people saw me as that. They never knew what I went through when I came into my home and what I struggled with to be able to walk out like that. I never wanted to be seen as one of those Black people. And this is just,
right.
Black people, as far as I'm concerned, we don't always have the most positive words said about us. We're lazy, we're this, we're that. It's just so many things that I've heard. And after a while, I definitely pride myself on not being one of those. But once I started priding myself on not being one of those, there were always constant reminders of who you were or what people wanted you to be. And I
Mm,
find that people, they can love you, but it's so comfortable for you to fail.
yes.
That gives them a leg up.
Yes.
Is it
Yeah.
gonna make sense? It's
No, it
so
makes complete sense. And it's so sad, even with,
yeah.
like you said, the people that are closest to us. And I'll use an example too. When I quit drinking, okay, in 2004, when I quit drinking, of course, I thought a lot of those people were like my good friends, right? Well, first off, when I quit drinking, they were all like, well, you don't really have a problem. You drink as much as I do. Well, you might have a problem too. Not my place to call you out, but maybe. But it was amazing to me, the people that shunned me, the people that said things about me and all of that, only to make themselves be here and me be here still. Because that's where I always was. I stood this was me. I was down here. And they always were seemed to be up here. And then when I started leveling up, man, the words that come out of people's mouths and stuff like that, just because I was being a better person, but it was to make them feel better.
Right, right.
Right. So what you said makes complete sense to me.
And what I've learned is that 90 something percent of the negative things that have been said to me, or sometimes they're not even said. Sometimes they're, what am I looking for? Like I would have relatives that say, well, I never said anything to make you feel that way, or I never said. Sometimes it's the unspoken, it's how
Yeah.
you treated me, it's
Yes.
how, it's the whole thing.
Yes, for
So
sure.
sometimes it's not the words, it's how these people make you feel. And I
Mm-hmm.
have two groups of people. One group of people, my politic and colleagues and all that, when I talk to them about my story, they're like, what?
Right.
Who? Who made
Yeah.
what? Tia, we don't see any of that. Any of anything you just said, you fabricated that whole thing.
Right.
So I have like groups of people who, then I have the closest group. I can't say now, but just recently, they would never let you live it down.
Yes.
Like I was known as the fighter and I was known as the protector. And to all extent, I still am that person. I'm not
Right.
going to say that she totally died.
Right.
Still am that person, but I don't want, if I haven't had a fight since I was for 30 years or for however many years or whatever, how am I still known as the fighter?
Right. Right.
I just,
Yeah.
I haven't laid hands on anybody, like I haven't been in those situations. So how am I still known as that? I've
Yes.
done so many great things, but
Mm-hmm.
in certain people's eyes, I'm not known as that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still known as that 15, that 16, that 19, 20, even 25-year-old. The
Yeah.
smart mouth, the ones that's, how is that even possible?
Right. Right. Because people and that's I think about that a lot about labels, right? Labeling people and keeping that like, okay, tear that label off of Tia. She's not that person anymore. And quit bringing, so many people live in the past. And that's the hardest thing for me. Like, stop living in the past.
Right.
Don't, what my sister, God love her, but she will bring things up from when she was 5 and I was 10. And I'm looking at her going, my gosh, I mean, that was 46 years ago. Get over it. We're sisters, right? But some people just live in that. And so they'll always keep us at that. They try to keep us at that level for their own reasons.
Right.
Right.
You're absolutely right. I mean, and just going through all of that has definitely made me who I am. Like for all intents purposes, I love talking about my kids and I love
Yes.
reading their resumes. I love the fact to say that my son is 33 and he's a staff sergeant in the military and that his
Awesome.
father went to prison when he was 3 months old for murder for 22 years.
Mm.
I love to say that my daughter is 27 years old. She's a veteran also, and she's a licensed massage therapist who owns a wellness center. I love to say I have a 17-year-old who just got inducted to the National Honor Society. She just got the outstanding honor of Academy of Finance 1 and 2. She's all of that in a bag of chips. AP courses, she's an average GPA of 3.6 to 3.7. I love to say I have two 14-year-olds who, the way their mind thinks, they are just out of this world. He's taken Chinese 2 as a ninth grader, 2 or 3 as a ninth grader, and they're offering him AP classes as a sophomore.
Wow. Wow.
I love, it's just like my 14-year-old daughter. She can come in here and she can look at your house and she can go back to her computer and draw everything the way the colors were, your drawers, the dimensions, everything.
Wow. Yeah.
That's who I am.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They make me who I am.
Yes.
That's my accomplishment. Yes, I'm elected official. I own a store. I wrote a book. Those children, even though they still have their struggles, trust me, those twins of mine, they're me. But the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So if that's true, that means I'm the tree.
Yes.
That means they're my apples.
Yes.
And they're good.
Yes.
And I've always been this tree, no matter what people painted me as. I've always been this tree.
Yes.
And when I start to think about that and realize who I am, and that's what I think people have to kind of look and find the goodness inside of them. It's not what people call you, is what you answer to that matters.
That's good.
People can call you whatever they want, but it's what you answer to. And when I learned to answer to who I was, who I know I am, that's when things started to turn around through therapy. I've been to therapy. I've done it because I always wanted to work on me. And it's definitely possible because I'm at a place right now. Things aren't perfect, but I am the happiest I've ever been before in my life. And I pride myself on letting people know, no matter how you see me, whether I have my natural hair, whether I come on here with lashes and a long wig and nails, because I can do all of that. I am always going to give people the authentic Tia that I know I am.
Nice. Yes.
And I think that's what's important, to find out what our purpose is. Once you find out your purpose, I'm not going to say things are going to be easy, but once you find out what your purpose is, I think things will go a lot better. Like my purpose, my sole purpose to be here on earth. And I've had jobs. I quit corporate America years ago, making good money. And people are like, Tia, why are you quitting your job? Because I'm not a job person. I found that out. And I went through different part-time jobs, and this is not my first business. This is not my second. This is probably like my third business that I've launched, trying to figure out who I am. And I guarantee you, once you figure out who you are, my purpose is to enlighten, encourage, and empower people.
Yes.
That's what I do. I can be in a grocery store. My kids are like, Mommy, can I have the key to the car? We know you're going to be here for a minute. Wherever it is, because it's in me to pour out. It's in me to let you know that where you are is not your destination. Going on a journey. And your journey is purposeful. My journey has brought me to where I am today, talking to Miss Tammy Lynn Connors. Let's go.
Yes.
And if it wasn't for my journey, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
So I thank God for my journey.
Yes.
As painful as it was, and I'm still going through. It's not that I've arrived.
Right. Yeah. Right.
But I'm still going through. So I just want to encourage and empower and enlighten people and just let them know, first of all, you're not by yourself. You do not have to be in your closet all by yourself, moaning and groaning and woe is me. There's people like me out here. There's people like Tammy out here. There's so many other people who have stories, who are not afraid to share.
Yes.
Because I believe my life does not belong to me. This is not my life.
Right.
I'm not going through this for me.
Right.
He's already shown me that I'm forward tough. I believe that I've been allowed to go through this for other people.
Yes.
To show those people who may not be as strong as Tia, to say, wow, if Tia went through all of that, that means if she can do it, I can do it. And my stuff wasn't even as bad as Tia's.
Right.
Yeah. I wasn't abused, or I wasn't, I didn't get punched or get drugged or, just I didn't go through all that. So Tia can go through all that. And she has 5 kids.
Yeah.
Wow. That's my purpose.
Yes.
That's
And that's the whole reason why I do Hope, just so people can hear the stories, like you just said, we relate so much with all the things that we say, because that's what I say too, like all the struggles I went through, everything. And some of those struggles, I shouldn't even be alive still, but God knew that what my purpose was. And one day I would embrace it. He probably wanted me to embrace it sooner, but it's okay. I finally embraced my purpose, and my purpose is the same as you. I like to empower people. I like to let people know that they are worthy, that it's okay to go through a struggle, but you can get up off your, I think it's Les Brown maybe that says, when you fall down and you're looking up, get up, just get up, keep getting up. No matter what, you just got to continue to get up. And I know, we say that now. And if you would have seen me the same 5 years ago, I wasn't getting up like this, and the confidence, like you said, like I would walk out, not when I was a teenager or anything, but as I got older, I'd walk out with that. Like, and everybody be like, what do you mean you didn't have confidence? I'm like, man, my self-esteem was like flatlined. Like there was none there, and I had to really build myself. And a lot of times, like you said, we still go through struggles. Life happens. But now I feel like, since, like you said, you went through counseling and you've done this and you've done this, and I've done the same. Now we have tools to use. Now we have a tool bag over here that we can reach in and say, oh, I'm having a rough day with my 14-year-old. I can reach in here and find a tool to at least help me figure out what the best way to handle situations are. Right. And I think that that's important, to make sure that you have those tools, and find people like Tia or me or whoever. There's, like you said, there is an abundance of help out there. There's so much out there. I mean, every morning I listen to some YouTube video just about my self-esteem, your worth, knowing what you can do, and I just feel like once we learn those things, that's when we can start getting through the things that we've been through. Right. Now, if it's okay, let's talk a little bit about your book. I want to talk about your book.
Oh, okay.
Unless you had something else you wanted to add to that.
I mean, no, it's just really just about, sharing with people, sharing my story, letting people know that it's okay.
Yeah.
It's literally okay.
Yes.
To tap into you, to tap into your powers, and to just surround yourself. Ask your higher power to send you the right people.
Yes.
When I finally started asking, that's when my coach came. That's when Glenn came. You're here. I have a few other people. When I literally said, okay, Daddy, I need you to send me some people in my corner. I need a team.
Yes.
Because when you start elevating, people drop off.
Oh yeah. Real quick.
People drop.
Yeah.
Now you find yourself, not that you're way up here, but even if you were here and now you're here, you find yourself by yourself.
Yes.
Like they say, it's lonely at the top. And I'm like, I'm not even at the top.
Right.
Like, geez.
Oh, yeah.
But it's okay to be by yourself for a little while. Just simmer there. Just get to know you. A lot of us, we try and surround ourselves with people, and they're the wrong people, and we never had time to be by ourselves.
Yes.
I can say that. I gave birth at 15. I've always been around somebody. My kids in some relationship. So sometimes you just have to simmer there. Once you find that you are your best company, I'm my best company, Tammy.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Crack me up.
Yes. I crack me up too.
Then you start asking, say, okay, Daddy, okay, God, okay, whatever your higher power is, send me some people. Some people so that I can elevate. That's what's happening.
Yes.
What's happening right now.
Yeah, that's what's happening in my life too. It's been amazing, over the last, even since 2020, and my mom passed away in August of 2020, and just the people that have been put in my life since then, because I didn't know Glenn then, it's just like all the people and Glenn I met on Facebook. I friended him because I saw he was a publisher, and I knew that I had a story in me. Right. And so that's how it all started, and then I met the most amazing people through Glenn, and other people too, but it's the same thing, like let go and let God, It's,
Mhm.
and once you said, like, you start asking, like, okay, put people in my life, and you'd be amazed. You just have to pay attention too, though. Got to put them in your life, but you have to be the one that says, oh yeah, I think that God put
Absolutely.
this person in my life for a reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love this. Absolutely. So yes, my book, my story, my truth, no secrets, and at peace. This
Mm.
is a memoir. This is my first copy. That's why it has this thing going across. This is not for pre-sale or not for resale. This was my first copy that I received, and I cried over it.
Mm.
I tear boohooed tears
Yes.
book with my picture in the back.
Oh, that's awesome. So
Um,
awesome.
and yeah, and the purpose of this book, again, if you definitely purchase the book, you guys, the purpose of this book is to tell my story, is to, for all intents purposes, become naked in front
Mm-hmm.
of the world,
Mm-hmm.
letting them know that this is what I've been through.
Yes.
This is, I'm willing to do that to save a young girl. I'm
Yes.
willing to do this to save a young man. I'm willing to do this in order to help someone else because someone helped me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get here by myself. Someone
Right.
saw something in me. Someone helped me. So
Yeah.
that's the purpose of my book. Just going through, talking about teen pregnancy, talking about what I went through, how lonely I was in those situations, how my son's father was just non-existent because he went to prison
Mm-hmm.
for murder.
Oh.
Talking about the abuse, some of the abuses that I went through, just being in bad relationships,
Mm-hmm.
looking for something that I had inside of me the whole
Yes.
time. I'm
Yes.
love. I'm love.
Yes.
And there's no way you're going to have a good relationship with anyone else if you can't have a good relationship with yourself.
Mm.
And I kept trying to get into all these relationships because I I was bent. I wasn't broken. I was bent.
Mm.
And I was
Yeah.
trying to fix other people, get into these relationships trying to fix up other
Oh
people.
yeah. I can change them.
I can change them. When I needed, I was the one that needed. So two broke people, broke in or bent people can't, that's not going to work.
Right. Right. I want to add something to that real quick because I just talked to somebody about this the other day. When you said you had to fix you first, because once again, we're attracting those people, right? And I just said this to a girl the other day. Darn it. Now, what was I going to say? I can't believe I just forgot. Hold on. Hurt people, hurt people. Oh, what is the common denominator in all of those relationships that we let happen? Me. I'm
Yes.
the one,
Yes.
right? So I can't blame that. I mean, of course, you don't want to be beat and all that, and that's bad, but I can't blame that person. I'm the one that allowed it. I'm the one that didn't change me,
Yep. And
you
set
know?
standards and figure out who he was. Glenn was on
Yes.
a podcast and I was watching him. He was on Live in the Cave or something he was on. And they were talking about guys and being dogs and stuff. And the comment was like kind of made, and don't quote me on everything, but basically the comment was made like, we say all men are dogs, all men are dogs. And I remember Glenn kind of saying something to the effect is that if all men are dogs and you keep catching them, what does that make you? A
Right.
dog catcher.
Right.
Like, so that stuck with me when he said that. I was like, wow, so am I a
Yeah.
dog catcher? So
Right.
I need to like change, kind of really look deeper into that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even though as silly as it was and it may have sounded, that definitely resonated with me.
Yes, for sure.
Like, wow, we keep saying that men are a certain thing and whatever, but if we keep finding ourselves in those situations,
Yeah.
we need to really step back and kind of look at ourselves
Yes.
because
Yes.
there are great men out there. There are good guys out there,
Yeah, for
but,
sure.
but it has nothing to do with them.
No.
Thing. It has everything to do with us
Yes.
from the beginning. And then I find that once we can figure out who we are, then, because no matter what, you're going to pass things down to your children.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, what are you passing down?
Yes.
And
So good.
I wanted to break what we would call those generational
Generational.
curses. I
Yes.
wanted to
Yes.
break those, but I
Yes.
couldn't break those if I didn't fix me.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was broken. Now
Yes.
here I am broken,
Yes.
you know? So yeah, it doesn't start with the guy. It really doesn't.
Mm-mm.
You have to,
Mm-mm.
it doesn't. It starts with ourselves.
Yep.
And age has nothing to do with it.
Mm-mm.
Some young women got this already.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Some young women are like, I am not putting up with that. This is my standard. This is what it is. But when your
Yeah.
standards are all over the place,
Right.
you know, you tend to find yourself with dogs.
Yeah.
Becoming
And
a
you're
dog
catching them.
person.
I love that. I love that. I could hear Glenn saying that on the cave too. I'm probably pretty sure.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what my book is for. My book is definitely to inspire, to encourage, enlighten, and empower people to definitely go through your journey. Don't get over it. Don't go around it.
Mhm.
Go through it
Mm.
because you're there for a reason. And you're going to continue to go through
Oh
that
yeah.
same thing over and over again. I trust me, I know. Until
Mhm.
you get it, until you get
Mhm.
the lesson. In everything you go through, there is a lesson to be
Yes.
learned.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not woe is me. Oh, I'm in this situation because it's Tammy's fault. Or Tammy did this and Tammy gave me this. Yeah, Tammy probably did all those things. However, it still starts with you,
Yes.
person.
Yes.
The person you
Yes.
see in the mirror, you have to be happy with
Mhm.
her or him.
Yes.
You have to be happy with that person. And finally, I've reached a point that I love me some me.
Yes. Yes. I love this. I love that so much. Where can they find your book at?
You can find my book on, oh goodness, writingcoachlk.com,
Okay.
www.writingcoachlk.com.
Okay. I'll put that in the bio that I do too. So
Yes, yes.
yeah.
I am also, what else do I do? I am also the new owner of a company called Be Free.
Okay.
I am a life coach, a budding life coach, I must say. I'm a budding life coach because I feel that my life experiences uh, makes me an expert in life in general. I
Mhm.
am working on certifications and things like that, but I do have a few people that I'm working with now.
Good.
And I feel that it's okay. Why did I call the company Be Free? I feel that it's okay. It's
Yes.
okay to be free from all of the chains, from all of the naysayers, from all of the people who put you down, from all of the doubt, self-talk. It's
Yes.
okay to be free from all of that.
Mm.
You don't have to walk around like a bag lady with all of
Yes.
these weights on your back. It's okay to drop them one
Yes.
by one. And you drop them by figuring out who you are and figuring out your purpose. Once
Yeah.
you start figuring out your purpose and who you are, all those things will drop one by one and you'll feel lighter and trust me, I'm here.
Yeah.
I haven't arrived, but I'm definitely here. And it
Yes.
starts with you. It doesn't start
Mm.
with your mama. It doesn't start with your daddy, your
Mm.
uncle who molested you, your uncle who raped. It doesn't start with your auntie who said those bad things to you. It doesn't start with any of them.
Mm.
It starts with you knowing that you are enough
Yes.
how you are. Now, if you want to change some things, you change them because you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Not because someone else say, oh, Tia, you need to fix your attitude, or Tia, you need to lose some weight, or Tia, you don't change anything about you unless you feel the need to change it. Now, what they're saying may have some validity to it,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't matter if you don't believe it.
Right.
Your
Right.
attitude probably needs to be changed. My attitude needed adjusted. It needed adjusting. It probably still needed a little bit more adjusting.
Ah.
But I couldn't change my attitude about things until I saw, oh,
Mm.
wow, Tia, maybe you shouldn't have said that. Or maybe you
Mm-hmm.
really mean to that person. Oh, wow, you really fussed them out for no reason. There
Mm-hmm.
was no reason, but it was because of me, not because of anything they did.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
it really is about looking at self first
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
figuring that thing out. So Be Free is just really letting people know that it's really okay to be free,
Mm. I
to be
love
who
that.
you authentically are, unapologetically,
Mm.
authentically who you are. And I'm walking in that thing right now. Like I am
Yeah.
unapologetically who I am. If I find that I've done something wrong, I'll apologize. But those are things that I didn't do in the past.
Right.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Tammy will get over it.
Yep.
I didn't mean to hurt her
Yep.
feelings, but she'll be all right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also own a store here in Connecticut. Soon we'll have online, so watch out for our website. But in my store, I created a platform. The name of my store is called It's the Room, ITS the Room. Just to give you a little background, it's not it is, it's ITS, meaning Isaiah Imani,
Oh.
Tiana, Tiaja, and Tristan. S is for Sinquan and Sean. Those are all 5 of my kids and my 2 grandkids.
Oh.
That's my legacy. So it's called It's the Room. And It's the Room is a consignment store. Basically, everything in my store comes from a Black business owner. My goal is to expose and expand Black talent.
Nice.
And
I
if
love
that's through
that.
retail, that's through art, we have it in our store. And that's the purpose of it. So watch out for our website pretty soon. We're working on our website. So for you guys who are not in Connecticut, you'll be able to go on our website, take a look at it.
Right.
Hopefully I'll have some commercials out soon here and there once the website gets up. So I'm super excited about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, again, I do all of this for other people so that they can see, wow, if Tia can do it, I can do it. And I do it for my children. This is all legacy building. We're
Right.
lenders, not borrowers.
Right.
We're supposed to be givers, not takers.
Mhm.
And I want to teach my kids through my actions. They're going to learn from me, like I said prior. The question is,
Right.
what are they going to learn?
Right.
Are they going to
Yeah.
learn resilience? Are they going to learn to be a go-getter? Are they going to learn confidence? What are they going to learn?
Yes.
So it's up to me to be conscious and be purposeful, intentional with
Mhm.
all of my movements
Yes.
every day. Now I'm intentional with everything I do.
I love it. I love it. This has been amazing. I just want you to know I love everything that you shared with us today. I always ask at the end if there's anything that you'd like to just like shout out to people, just a little bit more empowerment. You went through so much today, but if there's any little last tidbits golden nuggets you'd like to say.
Just know that you are enough.
Yes.
You're enough. You don't have to be anybody you're not. You don't have to create anything you're not. Just be authentically you, and the right people will come into your world. You have to figure out who you are and know that however you are, you're enough. If you're 5'5", you're enough. If you're 4'3", you are enough, baby.
Yes.
If you 6'2", you're enough.
Yes.
If you're darkety dark, you're enough. If you're lightety light, you're however it is. You are enough just the way you are. And anything you want to change, you change it because you desire to, because you feel there's a need to.
Yes. I love that. Thank you so much. I cannot wait. I'm going to come to Connecticut and visit you because I want to see your store. I want to see it in real life, not just on a website. So I thank you so much, Tia, for getting on here with me today. It's been amazing. I always tell my guests I would love to chat again, like in 6 months, just to see where things are going and things like that. And like I said, I'll put your book link in the bio. And so people can get that because I can't wait to get it. I'm going to order it today, actually. And yeah, I'm so excited. So I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody for jumping on Hope today. I just hope that someone heard this story that's amazing and get out of bed. You can do it. It doesn't matter. Don't let people tell you who you are. Like Tia said, you need to know who you are. I have a tattoo right here that says I am enough. And I have one right here that says I'm perfectly imperfect. I put affirmations on my body because I need to remind myself.
My dresser that says I am enough, like it's a box, and around the whole box is affirmations, and one of the affirmations is I am enough. I might get that tattoo. We might have to have matching tattoos.
And I tell you, I love my tattoos like that. And today I have a shirt on that tells me I am strong, I am fearless, I am happy, I am hopeful, I am amazing, I am loving, I am thankful, and I am blessed.
To get that tattoo. I'm going away this year. Well, I'm going to Florida, and when my first cousins, when we get together, we have a tattoo that we've been each year that we go to Florida, we add on to the tattoo.
Oh,
So now it's just like, what are we gonna do? I think that's gonna be my tattoo. We can still add on to what we're doing as cousins, but I think
yeah.
it's gonna be my tattoo.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. Well, once again, everybody, thank you so much for jumping on Hope. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you. Thanks, Tia.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.